What's up, everyone? John Ranger from Techno Buffalo here, and welcome, dear friend, back to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. If you don't know by now, this is the show where I put my fat butt on this couch and answer your questions from the world of technology. We got a lot this week, so let's jump right in. First question comes from @JoelFigueroa12, who asks, @John4Lakers, thoughts on Jared Leto as the Joker in Suicide Squad? At Comic-Con this year, we finally got to see what Jared Leto's gonna look like as the Joker. And listen, I was as dubious as the next person when they cast Jared Leto as a Joker. In fact, I was as dubious when they cast Heath Ledger. So when Jared Leto was cast as the Joker, I was as dubious as the next comic book loving fan. But I was equally as dubious when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, coming right off of Brokeback Mountain. And obviously, as we all know, he rocked the hell out of that role. But seeing a very different take on the Joker that Leto's doing with the tattoos and the freaky teeth and the weird, scary eyes, I think it sounds like he's got it nailed. I will say I became way more excited for Suicide Squad after I saw the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer or you don't want to see our recap of it, we'll put a link to it like in this general region to check it out. Next question comes from Wicked4U2C, who asks, @John4Lakers, what is your wish list for the next iPhone? I've been saying this as my wish list for the next iPhone pretty much since like the iPhone 5. Wireless charging. Please, wireless charging. I figure it's like somebody standing outside saying it's gonna rain. Eventually you're gonna be right, and on that day when it rains, you will be a genius. So I'm saying wireless charging, although it's probably not gonna happen. I think what we're gonna see is Force Touch, improved camera, probably being able to record 4K, increased storage size, getting rid of that horrible 16 gig version. I live in rumors it's gonna stick around, but I got faith that Apple's gonna do the right thing and knock that sucker out, make the 32 gig the entry level model. Other than that, I don't think we're gonna see much of a difference. It'll be improved rigidity in the outside shell. It's gonna look almost identical. We already know iOS 9, so all the stuff I wanted for that is just iOS 10, hopefully. I think we're definitely looking at an evolutionary step, but I do think that Force Touch is going to be a really nice addition. It's almost like adding another button without having to add an actual button to the device. Next, BV Boucher 1998 asks, @John4Lakers, I myself have not had a pure Android device. Do you think vendor skins improve the experience, or does it just add to fragmentation? A little bit of both. I definitely think it adds to fragmentation. In fact, it certainly does. I'm of the school that I would prefer as a consumer to have one version of Android that looks the same across all devices, but I get why companies are making their own skins. First of all, it's their revenue streams. You can put ads in there, you can bundle apps, you can have your own app stores and things of the like. So I understand why they're in there from a business standpoint. From a user standpoint, I don't know how useful the features are, but certainly they do add more features. Samsung's added a ton more than what Android actually does out of the box, but to use them or not is kind of up to you. I do wish that Google would say, okay, here is the layer of Android. Here's what you build on top of it. Instead of make your own version of Android and put that on devices, which is essentially what these skins have become, their own version of Android. And if Google would allow that and somehow make that work and vendors would cooperate, you could have skins that could be downloaded. Let's say you want to download Sense, or you want to download Samsung's custom UI. You can do that as well. Download the different UIs would be awesome, and consumers could choose what they want. You start with the naked version of Android and you add on top of it, depending on your choice. But we don't live in an ideal world. And last but not least, Waterworther asks, @John4Lakers, what is one goal that you want to achieve the most but you haven't yet? That is a good question. I don't know if you're talking about like business-wise or personal-wise. From business-wise, I sort of pulled back the layer on Techno Buffalo and what we've done. I'd really like to get us to 10 million unique visitors a month. Not page views, that'll probably translate to 30, 40,000 page views per month, but 10 million uniques. That means 10 million people came to the site. That's a big number for me. I never get that caught up in numbers. We just hit 1 million subscribers, and that was a huge accomplishment. But 2 million is always better. Getting to 10 million uniques on technobuffalo.com would be really something I could hang my hat on and say, like, you know what? We did it. We've arrived. We're one of the largest independent sites out there, and that'll make me feel like I've done something. Personally, my goal was always just to have a loving family, and I'm fortunate enough to have that. I like to travel more. I'm not the kind of guy that needs millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to be happy. As long as I got a roof over my head and food on my plate, I'm pretty happy. So my goals aren't like monetary wise, but I like to try and maybe do more good in the world. Try and be more civically active. I think we could all be a little more civically active. would probably be my goals. I'm a simple man. What about you guys? What do you want to do professionally and personally, if you could? Anyway, thank you guys for watching another episode of Ask the Buffalo. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I am your friend and dear host, John Rettinger. Talk to you guys next video. Bye-bye. I would like to film. Do you think that maybe you could do the opposite of what you're doing? I could film. I'm going to revoke your invitation like a vampire. I'm going to say you're not invited in my house anymore.